The Tesla logistics revolution, how Elon Musk rewrote the global economy for nearly half a century, the global automotive industry by a single sacred mantra, just-in-time manufacturing. Pioneered by Toyota in the 1970s, this system was designed for maximum efficiency. Parts would arrive at the factory gates exactly when they were needed, not a day sooner, not a day later. It eliminated the need for costly warehouses and kept capital flowing. On paper, it was perfect, but it had one fatal flaw. It assumed the world would always be stable. It assumed that ships would always sail, borders would always be open, and factories in distant lands would never stop humming. Then came 2020. The invisible chains of global logistics didn't just strain, they snapped. As ports clogged and microchip factories went into lockdown, the giants of Detroit, Wolfsburg, and Nagoya were paralyzed. Thousands of nearly finished cars sat in parking lots, missing a single $5 sensor. But in Austin, Texas, and Fremont, California, something different was happening. While the rest of the industry saw a 20% drop in, Tesla was breaking records. How? Because Tesla isn't a car company. It is a logistics and software fortress. Today, we analyze the radical management shift that allowed a Silicon Valley upstart to outmaneuver the century-old masters of manufacturing. To understand Tesla's victory, we have to look at the make vs buy decision, a fundamental concept in management. Traditional automakers like Ford or GM buy about 80% of their vehicle components from a massive web of Tier 1 and tiered suppliers. Continental, Denso's are the giants that actually build the car's guts. The automaker is often just an assembly point. This creates a bullwhip effect. A small delay at a sub-supplier in Taiwan turns into a massive production halt in Michigan. Elon Musk took the opposite path, vertical integration. Tesla produces about 80% of its components in-house. They don't just buy seats, they build the seat factory. They don't just buy batteries, they partner with Panasonic to build the largest battery plants, and then start their own lithium refining. From a management perspective, this is incredibly risky and capital-intensive. It's heavy. But in a crisis, it's a superpower. When you own the factory that makes the part, your supply chain visibility is 100%. You don't have to call a supplier to ask where your parts are. You just walk across the hall. This eliminated the middleman markup and gave Tesla total control over their logistical destiny. Perhaps the greatest example of Tesla's logistical agility occurred during the great semiconductor shortage. When the world ran out of specific automotive chips, legacy automakers did what they always do: they waited. Their hardware was hard-coded to specific chips from specific vendors. If that vendor failed, the car couldn't be built. Tesla's engineers took a different approach. Because Tesla writes almost all its own software from the infotainment system to the motor controllers, they were able to pivot. In a matter of weeks, Tesla's software team rewrote the vehicle's firmware to support alternative chips that were available on the market. Think about the logistical implications of that. Instead of physical parts moving through a supply chain, Tesla used digital logistics. They moved code through the air to solve a physical shortage. This is a level of agile management that the traditional auto industry, with its slow-moving bureaucracy, simply cannot comprehend. Musk famously said that the factory is the product. In logistics terms, the Gigafactory is a logistical node designed for extreme velocity. Traditional logistics involves fragmented assembly. An engine is built in one country, the transmission in another, and they meet at a third location for final assembly. This involves thousands of miles of shipping and massive work in progress, WEPI, inventory costs. Tesla's Gigafactory model is end-to-end. In Giga Shanghai or Giga Berlin, raw materials like aluminum and lithium cells enter one end of the building. Robots, guided by a central AI, cast massive sections of the car in a single piece, the megacasts. This replaces 70 different parts with just one. By reducing the part count, Tesla didn't just make the car cheaper, they simplified the logistics. Fewer parts, fewer trucks, fewer invoices, fewer points of failure, and faster inventory turnover. In the world of finance, high inventory turnover is the holy grail. It means Tesla's capital isn't sitting on a shelf, it's moving onto the road and into the customer's hands. Logistics doesn't end when the product is sold. For an EV, the last mile of logistics is the energy delivery. While other manufacturers relied on third-party networks like Electrify America, which are often unreliable and fragmented, Tesla built its energy supply chain. The supercharger network is a masterpiece of vertical logistics. By controlling the hardware, the software, and the location of the chargers, Tesla removed the range anxiety barrier. Economically, this created a closed-loop ecosystem. Every time a Tesla driver plugs in, Tesla captures the data and the revenue. They have effectively become their own gas station, utility provider, and logistics manager for the fuel of the future. Now, let's look forward. The most significant disruption to global logistics is yet to come. the Tesla Semi. Trucking is the lifeblood of the American economy, but it is incredibly inefficient. Diesel prices fluctuate, maintenance is constant, and driver fatigue is a major safety risk. The Tesla Semi aims to convert the logistics industry from operational expense, OPEX, to capital expense, CAPEX. An electric fleet offers a predictable cost model. Electricity prices are more stable than oil. Regenerative braking means fewer brake replacements. And as autopilot evolves into full self-driving for trucks, the cost per mile for shipping goods could drop by 50% or more. If Tesla can achieve platooning, where one lead truck is followed by several autonomous trucks, they will effectively turn highways into virtual railroads. This will fundamentally change how companies like Amazon and Walmart plan their distribution centers. The geography of commerce itself will shift toward where the megachargers are located. The final piece of the puzzle is upstream integration. Most managers are afraid to go too deep into the supply chain. Musk is doing the opposite. With the opening of Tesla's lithium refinery in Corpus Christi, Texas, the company is now managing the chemical processing of raw earth. This is a strategic move to secure the first mile. In the next decade, the logistics of scarcity will dominate. As every country tries to go electric, there won't be enough battery minerals to go around. By securing direct mining contracts and building their own refineries, Tesla is making sure they aren't at the mercy of global commodity markets. They are building a supply chain moat that will take competitors decades to bridge. Conclusion: the new standard, Tesla's impact on logistics isn't about the cars, it's about the philosophy. They prove that in a volatile world, just-in-time is a liability, and vertical integration is a fortress. They showed that software can solve hardware shortages, that factories should be built as unified machines, and that owning the energy network is just as important as owning the vehicle. As we move into an era of AI-driven manufacturing and autonomous freight, the lessons from Tesla's revolution will be the blueprint for the next generation of global leaders. Whether you are a student of management, an investor, or a car enthusiast, one thing is clear: the invisible backbone of our world has been forever altered. The question isn't whether other companies will follow Tesla's lead. The question is, will they be fast enough to survive?